The rain fell softly over the city, blurring the glass walls of the cafe where a man sat alone, staring at a cold cup of coffee that had long stopped steaming. His expensive suit didn't match the emptiness in his eyes. People passed by, laughing, talking, living, but for him, everything felt silent. He was the CEO of a billion-dollar company, the man everyone admired and feared. But beneath the tailored suit and polished shoes was someone completely broken, someone who had everything, yet nothing at all. And just as he was about to leave, a small voice broke through his heavy silence. "Are you okay, sir?" He lifted his head slowly. Before him stood a little girl, no older than 7, holding a melting ice cream cone. Her innocent eyes carried concern, not judgment. That one question, so simple, so pure, struck him deeper than any boardroom loss ever had. He smiled faintly, forcing a polite tone. "Yes, I'm fine." But the girl didn't believe him. Children rarely do. She climbed into the chair opposite him, her tiny legs swinging as she spoke. "You don't look fine. You look like my daddy did before he went to heaven." His breath caught. He didn't know what to say. For years, people had spoken to him in numbers, deals, and contracts, but this little stranger spoke straight to his soul. He wanted to ask her name, but words failed him. "I'm Lily," she said, smiling shyly. "Mommy says when people are sad, they need someone to sit with them. So I'll sit here until you smile." For the first time in months, he actually laughed, a quiet, shaky laugh that felt both strange and healing. "You're a brave little girl, Lily." "I'm not brave," she said, taking a spoonful of her ice cream. "I just don't like seeing lonely people." He stared at her, realizing how much truth hid behind her childish words. He'd spent years isolating himself, missing birthdays, skipping family dinners, and losing the only person who truly loved him. His wife had left, tired of being second to his empire. His son had grown distant, calling him only when he needed money. And here, this small child with sticky fingers and a big heart, sat with him like he mattered. When Lily's mother came in, she looked worried. "Lily, you can't just talk to strangers like that." But the CEO quickly stood and smiled warmly. "It's okay. She's been very kind to me." The mother looked embarrassed but noticed the man's tired eyes. "I'm so sorry, sir. She's just friendly." He shook his head. "Don't apologize. She reminded me of something I forgot a long time ago." That night, as he drove home, her words echoed in his mind. "I just don't like seeing lonely people," and for the first time in years, he didn't drive to his penthouse. He drove to a quiet cemetery, where a small gravestone stood. His wife's name was carved into the marble. He knelt, tears falling freely, whispering, "I'm sorry, for everything I forgot to be." He stayed there until dawn. And in that stillness, he realized that no amount of wealth could fill the hole where love should have been. Days later, he returned to that same cafe, hoping, no, praying, to see her again. The smell of roasted coffee and fresh pastries filled the air, but she wasn't there. He waited every day, ordering the same coffee, leaving the second cup untouched. Weeks passed. Seasons changed. And then one morning, a soft voice called from behind him, "Are you okay today, sir?" He turned, and there she was, Lily, holding a paper bag with a small drawing on it. She handed it to him proudly. "I drew you something." He unfolded the paper. It was a crayon sketch of him smiling beside her at the cafe table. Above them, in bright yellow letters, she had written, "No one is lonely if they have a friend." Something inside him broke, but not in a painful way. It was like light breaking through the cracks. "Thank you, Lily," he said quietly. "You don't know how much this means to me." Lily grinned. "You smiled. That means you're getting better." Her mother joined them again, this time smiling knowingly. "Lily told me she's been praying for you." He nodded, struggling to speak. "She changed something in me." From that day forward, the CEO began changing his life. He reconnected with his estranged son, visited old friends he had pushed away, and even started a foundation for children who'd lost parents, naming it the Lily Hope Foundation. Every visit, he kept that crayon drawing framed on his desk, a reminder that kindness from a stranger could heal even the loneliest heart. Years later, during a public speech at the foundation's anniversary, he told the story that had changed everything. "One little girl asked me if I was okay," he said, voice trembling. "And because she cared enough to ask, I finally learned how to live again." In the crowd, an older Lily smiled proudly, clutching her mother's hand. The world clapped, but for him, the loudest applause came from within, a quiet voice whispering that love, even in its smallest form, is the most powerful thing we can give. And that's how a lonely CEO found a reason to smile again, all because one little girl cared enough to ask, "Are you okay, sir?"